So I want you to actually answer the questions for problem 2, all 5 sections, before you move on. So let's start talking about how we actually interpret what this confidence interval and confidence level mean. So we'll start with the confidence level first. A lot of the times I'll actually abbreviate it CL for confidence level. And what it means is this. So we'll make x equal to, actually we can do that down here. X is equal to some particular confidence level. X could be 95%, it could be 80%, whatever it happens to be. And what that says is if many samples were taken, then that amount, X percent of them, would actually capture the true population parameter. And keep in mind, I'm going to make you put these in context every time. And so that would either be a proportion, if we're doing a p-hat problem, or a mean, if we're doing x bars. So what does it mean to be 90% confident? Well, this was the applet that you were doing online. And so keep in mind that if I'm 90% confident, then my butterfly net is 90% off of every x bar. So these little dots are all my x bars. So there's an x bar there. I actually did 10 of them. I hope there's 10. I think I counted. And so the butterfly net that every single one of these x bars used would be the 90% butterfly net. So it would be the same width. Every x bar gets to use the same butterfly net. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, I missed one. And so if I look, all of them actually capture the true population value, which I've drawn in here in green. We're pretending that this is actually mu. And what I do notice is and what I want you to make absolutely sure that you never say is 90% of the time. You can say 90% of the intervals, but not 90% of the time. And you're gonna get lots of practice on on the homework with these in terms of figuring out which ones are correct and which ones are not when it's already worded for you in multiple choice. So how we interpret the confidence interval, you will have to memorize this, one of these, and again we would pick some particular confidence level, 95%, 98%, 90%, 85%, whatever it happens to be. And so you can memorize option A, which is in the long run, that percent, so X percent, of the intervals will capture the true population. And I'm going to start to insert it here. It'll either say the true population proportion, if we're doing a p-hat problem, or we'll put true population mean. If it's a p-hat, it's going to look like p-hat minus the margin of error will be my boundaries, and p-hat plus the margin of error. Versus if it's an x-bar problem, then it's going to say x-bar minus the margin of error, and x-bar plus the margin of error. Those are going to be my boundaries. Otherwise, the option B is I am X% confident that the true population, again here we're either putting proportion. So again, I'm X% confident that the true population proportion or mean falls between, and then again here's my intervals. It's either in p-hat terms, where I'm adding subtracting the margin of error, or it's in x-bar terms when I'm adding and subtracting the margin of error.